I've been a student and practitioner of leadership for many years, and I've always been fascinated by this idea of leadership. And during my journey in leadership, I've heard the argument on whether leaders are made or leaders are born. And what I'm going to talk about for the next few minutes, very few short minutes, is about the nature of leadership. Because as I struggled with that question, when people would ask that question, my thought was it has to be both. There will be some people who are born leaders, and there will be some people who will train themselves and find the experiences that they need to become good leaders. So I always struggled with the significance of the question. Just recently, I decided to put a little bit more thought into it. It's just one of those things that I did. And I recognized that there are categories of the nature of leadership. And I think when most people talk about leaders being born, what they're talking about is that natural, charismatic leader, the one who people follow just because they seem to be good at what they do. I like them. They make me feel powerful or strong, or they make us feel like we can get it done. They give me confidence. They inspire me. All of those types of things come natural to some people. And you can identify these charismatic born leaders very early. And you'll see them in the first grade, second grade, third grade, and all the kids are following them around. And why are the kids following them around? They don't know. And the kid who's being followed around doesn't know. And so those are the ones that we call the born leaders. But even with all that natural charisma, they still need to learn how to be leaders. They need to understand the techniques and the mechanics and all those things that are involved with leaders. And they also need to understand that they have a responsibility as a leader, that other kids are going to follow them, and they have to decide where they're going to take those kids. And as they grow into adults, where are they going to take those adults? And as you all are very well aware, there have been some very strong leaders, whether natural or not, who have taken people to very bad places. The second category of leader is that person who leads by example. This is the person who is so good at what they do that other people just have to, people are following them because they want to go in that same direction, but they just can't keep up. And the leader by example is one who is hardworking, they're bright, they're smart, they're capable, talented, gifted, and they just stand above all the rest. So by doing what they do, they inspire others to follow along. They encourage people to work harder. They drive towards desired outcomes. They're very, very competitive in nature. And the leaders by example are expecting that others are going to come along because they are also so driven to to win, to get to the top, that other people know that if I hitch on to that star, then I'm also going to be able to achieve success moving forward. The third category of leader is the leader on demand. And this is an individual who has all of the skills, the mentality to be a leader, to lead groups, to take people places, to get them to desired outcomes as a group, but it's just not something that they're motivated or inspired to do. So they typically will step up to leadership in the circumstances that require. If they're in a group and the group is about to fail, the group is about to be punished, the group is about to experience loss or anything of that nature, then this person will step up and say, okay, fine. If nobody else wants to do it, then I'll do it. And they do it well, and they get it done. But as soon as the job is done, they go back to their space. So this is the leader on demand. Again, a very capable individual, and it's natural. In many cases, it's not because they learned how to, but this individual will also probably be a student of leadership so that they understand the dynamics associated with leadership. And then the last category of leader is actually the individual who is a leader of self. So this person has no desire whatsoever to get other people, to have other people, the responsibility of other people on his or her shoulders, none whatsoever. But they also don't want other people leaning on them. They don't want other people telling them what to do, or controlling their schedule or their calendars or their activities, their goals, and certainly not their success. So this individual takes initiative. They are self-motivated, they're self-determined, they're self-driven, they decide what they want to do, and they do it. And it doesn't matter what the situation or circumstances. If somebody else says, "Hey, we need you, you're a good leader," they go, "Well, that's a problem. You guys need to figure it out." They won't lead by example. They won't lead by on demand, but they will do whatever they need to do in order to succeed. And so that differentiates from the category of follower. Now, a person who is a follower finds comfort and strength and security in being part of a group where someone else is the leader. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a follower. Followers do tremendous work. Followers are incredibly capable, and they are dedicated, they're motivated, they're driven, they're determined. They just need guidance. They just need a framework within which they can channel all their creativity and all of their energy. So being a follower, and I would really much like to have a different term than the word follower, but these are folks who are just not interested in being in front of the group, being in charge, taking control. They have specialized talent and they want to be able to execute their specialized talent. So after hearing this, I would love to hear your perspective on where you think you are. And it may be that you might fit into one or another category. I don't know. Maybe you could be more than one category, but based upon my framework, it sounds like you would be one. And so I would love to hear which one you think you are. Put a comment.